ways to better that. And instead, we still see some of the same mistakes being made. You know, this time they're allowing cops to drive, or the you know, civilian vehicles to drive in areas where everyone's protesting, and clearly the road's going to be blocked off. So
that's why I don't really attribute it to necessarily just to incompetence and mistakes, because when they keep making the same mistakes, when they know that they had most of the rioting at night, they themselves enacted a nighttime curfew in response to what was going on in August. So many things that they've done, I believe, were deliberately calculated.
Guys, it looks like the cops are about to go into the crowd. You can see where the spotlight's shining in, and then this this group of officers, kind of like a battalion. It looks like they're about to push their way through. That's part of their tactics. And there you go. Now you can see it happening, and it looks like they're going to go after somebody.
There we go. We got an aerial feed here, Joe, where we can see the troop movements here.
And we got Jakari's feed. It's just gone back up.
So someone's running. If with that aerial shot, you can see maybe they're just running to get away from an impending beatdown.
The lights.
You know, they haven't gone after the press, though, which is good. They are allowing the press to do their job.
Well, I really feel like they've been given the orders to not give the frenzied media what they want, or, you know, not get that narrative out there that this is a police state and we're going to abuse everyone, and they don't want to fulfill that. And it's kind of funny because on the other side, the protesters aren't fulfilling the looting, rioting. Both sides are standing down.
They did?
From what was expected of them tonight.
Hey, listen to this. They just these ladies right here just said that they snatched someone up and took him and threw him into the back of this truck a second ago. Just snatched the guy up out of nowhere and threw him in the back. And she said we can't even protest peacefully because the police are trying to disturb us.
Does she have any idea he wasn't apparently doing anything as far as she knew?
Give her put the mic up there to her, Joe, so we can hear what she's saying.
They're done. They said they're done talking.
Okay.
She said that they were standing over here. Some people came out of the back of the truck and scooped up a guy, and they're holding him in the back of this truck right now that I'm showing you.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that so far they haven't attacked the entire crowd. They seem to be picking out the, you know, rabble-rousers.
Have a selective police state.
Right, exactly. Selective enforcement.
I mean, it takes some great restraint to be able to hold back when people are screaming and yelling at you in your face.
Well, they should be trained for that. I mean, that's the whole thing. If they're going to be used in a situation like that, their training needs to include that.
Right.
And they need to be held to a higher standard in terms of not being so afraid to engage people. I mean, one of the things that we heard from Darren Wilson was, you know, oh, he was so big and I was so helpless. And it's like, they're the same height.
Right.
You know,
they're both
the other
giants.
guy outweighs him, but, you know, it's...
Well, the biggest thing that I thought was pretty crazy from it, I haven't seen the interview. I just saw the headline that ABC, I believe it was, tweeted out with a picture of the sit-down interview. And the caption was, it says, Darren Wilson, if I had it all over to do again, I'd still make the same decision. And I'm sitting here thinking,
really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going to create even more tension the day after. And then you know, you've got to think, you guys are ABC. You've got people on the ground. That's going to make you a target, too, because your news company is the one who's sitting down with this guy that everyone here believes, you know, within their heart that this guy is guilty as all get out. And you're going to actually have someone out here on the ground.
Oh, and I got to jump in here. I want to say something. We've all been 18 years old, and we've all done stupid stuff when we're 18, and we learn from those mistakes. I mean, I'm 40 now, and I guarantee you I'm not doing this stuff now that I was doing when I was 18.
Exactly.
And maybe Michael Brown could have learned from this and become a better person if he could see what his death created, essentially. You know, he was given a second chance like It's a Wonderful Life. But it's not for him. I mean, he died.
Well, they said he's going to be
people are condemning an 18-year-old guy saying, well, he should be perfect. And, you know, honestly, yeah, he had some issues, but we all have issues. Nobody's perfect. So to sit there and condemn this guy, and for Officer Wilson to come out and say that, I mean, I think that's, I don't agree with that at all. I think, if I had the choice, I wouldn't have taken his life. Maybe there was something else that could have happened. He said he was in fear for his life, and maybe he really was. We'll never know, but I guarantee you there's plenty of older people walking around condemning that man who didn't act the way they're acting now when they were 18, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying, is that he just did what he was trained to do. And it's all about the way they're being trained now.
Yeah.
And here, the way they're doing the crowd control with just treating them like they're at a fest. Let this be a lesson in how to police.
Yeah.
Am I on here?
Standing
I want to play devil's advocate for Darren Wilson, though, because here you got this kid that just robbed a liquor store, although he didn't know it at the time, but still, this is a big kid. He was 6'4", like
almost 300 pounds.
Mike Brown was almost 300 pounds. Hit hit Darren Wilson in the face. Tried to grab his firearm, his gun discharged, and he tried to chase him down, and reportedly this big kid turned around and started running back towards him. So, that could have been pretty scary.
That's why I don't think that this ought to be, they ought to make a hero out of Michael Brown. There are many, many people who have been victims of excessive police violence, and this is not a clear-cut case, as Darren just pointed out. I think it's unfortunate that they didn't feed that full story out to people. They waited a very long time before they put that out. Darren, they let that narrative of hands up, don't shoot. He was shot in the back. He was unarmed. They left him to bleed out in the street. That was there for over a week easily before they started putting out a little bit of information here, a little bit of information there that would justify the officers' actions. Take a look at this story, for example, in July, and we could be here all night going down one story after the other. This is a story that doesn't involve a black man. This is a cop mistakes his own gun for a taser, shoots an unarmed man who's running away from him. This is a guy in Springfield, Missouri, Jason Shuck, who was the officer, and Eric Butts was his victim, diagnosed with mental illness, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. He was unarmed and fleeing when the officer shot him. The officer reached down, pulled out his gun, and thought, if you pull in and take a look at this with the aerial cam, you can see the person who was shot here. Yeah, I'm leaning over it, sorry. So he shoots this fellow here in the back. This guy has, he said, I reached for my taser. I didn't know. I thought I reached for my gun. I thought I had my taser. He told the victim on the scene, according to the probable cause report. But he pulled his gun. He shot him with the gun. And now this guy is permanently disabled. He didn't kill him, depending on where he shot him. But we've had other cases like that. We had another case in a subway where...
That's what happened to, the subway guy who was handcuffed. The cop said, oh, I thought I was pulling out my taser, and he shot him in the back.
Really? And see, that's the thing. That comes down to not having sufficient training. They're panicking in these confrontation situations because they don't have sufficient training. But they're also told that they're justified to use lethal force if they feel like they have any kind of a reason to fear for their life. And that's a very, very low standard of justification for lethal force. And so, of course, Darren Wilson is going to say, yeah, I'd do it again. And people see that in all of these cases, and that is like really in their face. That's the problem. The system is stacked against them. The system is being stacked against us. We need to take control of the police instead of the police taking control of us. That's a fundamental problem, and we need to address that, but it's not being addressed.
Right.
We just lost Biggs. We still have Jakari's feed, but, we're getting 4.5 hours in right now.
Why don't we sign off for tonight, and people can follow this on the Ustream reports if they continue to stay there for a while longer.
So give them the Ustream addresses where they can go.
The Ustream address is, if you go to Ustream, go to Real Alex Jones on Ustream.tv. We also have an Alex Jones live feed, but it's going to be out on the real Alex Jones feed. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, Joe's back up. Let's let him sign out.
Okay. Hey, Joe?
Yes, I'm back out here, like I said, right in front of the police station on South Florissant. You know, at this point in time, the way everything's been handled, I don't really foresee anything happening now based off the reaction of the National Guard being here. I mean, if you can see, there are so many soldiers here with M4s, shields. I mean, it would be stupid at this point for anybody on the other side to jump and make an attempt to do anything out here today. I mean, there's...
Well, they've done a lot of stupid stuff before, so don't put it past them. But, yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens, I mean, there's other demonstrations back in Shaw where we're at the other day as well. So, you know, this is spread out pretty well right now across the St. Louis area. But it looks like a lot of people are starting to walk off. I think a lot of people are kind of getting tired and just had enough at this point.
All right, let's go ahead and sign off for the night. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with the Alex Jones radio show at 11 Central, noon Eastern. We'll be back tomorrow night with the nightly news at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And also, we have Prison Planet TV, which normally is where we air our news, and that airs every weeknight at 7 Central. If you subscribe there with a paid subscription, that helps to support our operation, and you can share that with up to 20 friends and family so they can watch our live news well, it's not live every night, but we do have a news broadcast every night at 7 Central.
Well, I just got some information.
Okay, go ahead. We'll get that before we sign off.
There's a Walmart that's in a city called Maplewood or town, whatever you want to define the area as. Because if I don't say city or town right, everyone here gets mad. So the area is called Maplewood, and there's a Walmart, and apparently there is a swarm of people going around it, and I was just told that it's about 15, 20 minutes away. So I'm not sure whether or not Jakari and I have enough juice to do this, but if we are, we'll try to get out there and get you guys a little bit of footage.
Okay, so if you do something like that, that will be on the Real Alex Jones feed on Ustream.tv.
Follow YouTube reports. Alex Jones Live and Real Alex Jones. We have two Ustream.tv feeds.
Right. Everybody heard that?
Almost 500,000.
And, yeah, you guys can keep Ustreaming. Try to get at least one YouTube report up before y'all take off. I know you are coming back into Austin. So Jones said, come on back. He said, don't stay any longer, Biggs. I know you're anxious to get back.
Well, that's okay. I'm thankful for the fact that Joe and his family have offered to allow me to come over to their home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I get to see my little doggy finally.
Hey, and I'm thankful you guys didn't run into any big trouble tonight.
Yeah.
It got a little scary there for a bit, and
we'll let you know when we're back in the room. It's not over till we're there yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all be safe till you get back. Keep streaming as long as you can, as long as you feel comfortable. Because people are watching. People are anxious to see this. We still have over 4,000 viewers right now. Jakari's got 5,000 viewers on his Ustream.
Okay, people moving up West Florissant right now with Molotov cocktails, police moving in on Julian Avenue, protesters moving up on people's porches.
Is that a Twitter, or where are you getting this information?
Yes, exactly, from there.
Yeah.
One of my buddies here that is a streamer just came up and showed me.
Wow.
So that's where they're all heading.
Be safe, and you guys did great work over 10 days of broadcasting, reporting. Even when there wasn't much to report, you guys are still out there asking questions, which is good. And I know the weather hasn't been friendly.
I'm surprised I don't have an actual mailing address here yet.
You do. We've been sending you stuff.
Yeah, it just takes about 2 weeks to get here.
All right. So if we sign out here in less than 30 seconds, we're at 4.5 hours, which is, I think, a new record for nightly news. Or did we do? How long did we do for the election? Did we do 6?
Yeah, we did 6.
That's right.
Thank you guys.
Not thinking too well at this point.
Having us on. Thank you for following the coverage out here. I hope everyone back home and around the world, actually, because I have people from New Zealand, Australia, tweeting me and writing me messages saying they're watching the feed. So I just want to thank everyone out there who's stuck with us like this whole time, enjoying the reports, and we're going to continue doing this as long as we can. So thank you, everybody, for the support back in Austin and all the fans all around the world. Thank you.
Great job, Joe. Thank you. Be safe. All right, well, that's it.